Take a trip with us down to L.A. where the Lakers look to even the series after their letdown in Game 1, taking on the Wolves. 9-point game, LeBron coming up with the steal and the finish on the other end. LeBron refusing to go down 0-2 in this series. Then under a minute to go, LeBron gets it over to Luka. Luka taking it under the basket. Doncic sealing it. The Lakers go on to win by 9, evening the series at 1 apiece. Game 3 making its way to Minnesota. A big win for the Lakers after that letdown in Game 1. Doncic leading the way with a 31-point outing, 12 boards in this one. Just a assist shy of a triple-double there. LeBron putting up 21, 11, and 7. L.A. rolls and evens this thing up. If at first you don't succeed, you go back, you reevaluate the tape, you look at what went wrong, you assess how to get better, and then you erase everything that you saw in Game 1 out of your mind, and you do better in Game 2, as we are joined by CBS Sports NBA insider Bill Reiter. And Bill, I want to begin with LA because I feel like this product that we saw on the floor was a complete 180 from what we saw in Game 1 of this series. But give me your takeaways from LA. What did they do different? What worked? And what do they need to keep doing?
Two things really jumped out in adjustments from Game 1 to Game 2. The first, maybe the most important, was the superstars not named Luka Doncic. That guy was pretty good again. He scored a third of their points. LeBron James and Austin Reeves were not good, especially offensively in Game 1. They came out of the gate early in Game 2, set the tone, put some points on the board, gave the Lakers that lead they were able to hold on to. The other is the physicality the Lakers didn't show in Game 1. LeBron James talked about it after that loss. J.J. Redick, the head coach, talked about the fact they just didn't match the intensity. They only committed 10 personal fouls in Game 1. That's not always a good thing. Personal fouls can be a sign you're getting in a guy's grill, you're being aggressive, you're being physical. 24 today, 2.5 times as many. So the fact that the superstars showed up early to set the tone, Kiana, and the fact the entire team was much more physical against a bigger Timberwolves team, I think is a big part of the reason, as you said, Lakers course correct in Game 2.
You talk about them being physical. I look at this on two sides of the coin, and I would love to paint a full picture because you look at Minnesota's night, they shot 38% from the field. That is a drastic difference than them shooting 50+% in Game 1. Meanwhile, you only had 2 players in double figures. Was this a result of maybe a bad and off night for Minnesota, or was it that the Lakers came out, they played defense, and they played hard?
Yes and yes. I think it's a little bit of both. And look, Luka Doncic really epitomized what we're talking about here in terms of the Lakers being physical. Luka's amazing, not known for his defense, not his specialty, but he was outstanding defensively in this game, including critical possessions against Anthony Edwards. But you're also right, Timberwolves, guys, you got to hit those open shots. You got to make buckets, not just the brutal below 40% from the field. They only made 20% of their three-point shots. Anthony Edwards, he's going to set the tone. He's obviously their best player, was 2 for 8 from the three-point line. So I think it's a combination of things. Lakers made it really tough on the Timberwolves with that physicality. Timberwolves had an off night. And it's also true, it's just hard sometimes on the road for those rims to be friendly in multiple games, especially for role players. Usually you're going to shoot better when you go home. And that reality seemed to catch up to Minnesota a little bit almost at Staples Center. Old school. Crypto Lakers fans.
That's during my era living in LA. Exactly. But you talk about maybe those rims aren't friendly on the road. So how do they become friendly? Let's say for both Minnesota and LA. This game is Game 3, heading now to Minnesota. What's the key to this game? Who's the difference maker?
Yeah, I think the difference maker is going to be, for the Lakers, just more of what you saw. And this is obvious, but it's important. You've got to get contributions from guys not named Luka Doncic, and you did that. The near triple-double from Luka. He is, and I know I'm not supposed to say this guy's name in comparison to anyone else, but in terms of scoring averages in the postseason, in the history of the NBA, Luka's 2, this Michael Jordan guy is number 1. But you can't do it by yourself, not today. And so, again, LeBron and Austin Reeves stepping up and doing that on the road where it's a little bit harder. LeBron can certainly handle that. That's going to be important for the Lakers and that same physicality. Because both teams rebounded well. It's not as if it was a turnover fest. Right. This was just old school defense. It felt like a 1990s basketball game. And in that kind of situation, especially if the Lakers are going to keep bringing that intensity, Anthony Edwards has to go out there and he has to have a I'm the best player on the floor game. And he hasn't done that yet.
No.
Luka Doncic has been the best player on the floor in Games 1 and 2. Timberwolves got to win anyway. And by the way, Julius Randle, who's someone we questioned, could Randle, who's not had a great history of efficiency in the postseason, be good over the course of this playoff series? He has been. Ant's been okay. He was good in game 1. It's time for him to take over when they get back to Minnesota in that game.
Game 1, I feel like Anthony Edwards didn't even need to take over because he had, it was about 4 guys in double figures, and I'm talking about starters in that game. This game, 25-point outing in that one, but game 3, we need to see that Ant-Man that we are used to seeing. As always, Bill Reiter, it's always a pleasure having you here. Thanks so much. Well, how about the King? Take a look at the most playoff double-doubles in NBA history, just steadily climbing this list. Now tied with Shaquille O'Neal for the 3rd most double-doubles in NBA history. Listen, if he plays the way that we saw him play on Tuesday night, if he can extend his way through this postseason, hey, sky's the limit for the King.